reduced to ashes. The fire incident occurred on Wednesday night, breaking Thursday. The new director of the Kumba District Hospital has been installed into office. Those were our top stories. Now the news in full. The Kumba District Hospital has a new director. He was installed yesterday by the Regional Delegate of Public Health for Southwest. The new director has been called to ensure proper health care for the population of Kumba and its environs. Tamfusidu and Dimbie covered this installation ceremony and now reports.
The new director of the Kumba District Hospital is Dr. Paul Enongene. He takes over from Dr. Mrs. V. Sandrine Emanuela Chakunte, who has been transferred to the Bonasamba Health District in Douala as the DMO. The commissioning exercise was conducted by Dr. Ebongozax Nanje, the Regional Delegate of Health for the Southwest Region. Dr. Mrs. Chakunte Sandrine has been told to be the ambassador of the Kumba Health District as she moves to Douala, and on her part, she has expressed her wish to remain a true servant in the health domain. She took over the Kumba District Hospital as director from Dr. Ebongozax Nanje in 2017, and her tenure of office was so challenging as the memories of the 11th February 2019 fire disaster remain fresh when a greater part of the hospital was consumed by fire. The incoming director, Dr. Ngang Paul, has been called to work harder and bring back the glories of the health facility. Before now, he worked at the Douala General Hospital in the same capacity. The staff and management of the Kumba District Hospital has also been called to collaborate with the new director in order to achieve more, as they are charged with the task to take care of patients from Meme Division and other neighboring communities.
Insecurity and inaccessibility to get first-hand information on day-to-day activities in conflict areas is a nightmare to journalists in the crisis-stricken regions of Cameroon. It is within this backdrop that the Open Society Initiative for West Africa, in partnership with the National Endowment for Democracy, organized a two-day workshop in Limbe, bringing together journalists from across the nation to brainstorm on measures to better access information and public data. Kumba was part of this and brings in this report.
Some journalists, civil society organizations, and the local administration have undergone a two-day seminar on access to information and public data during crisis period. The seminar was organized by the Open Society Initiative for Africa with the acronym OSIWA and the National Endowment for Democracy, dubbed NED. Going by the project coordinator of OSIWA, Paul Joel Kemchang. The project is aimed at improving relationship between the local administration, practicing journalists, and the civil society organization, especially in the domain of information sharing. During the workshop, participants were expected to adopt a mechanism to facilitate access to information and public data.
During this period of crisis, journalists find many problems to access information because of the situation which is not normal. So we realize that around quality of information, there are some actors that we should put together and see how they can work together and build a good mechanism to make information better access to citizens. Because you know, in these periods, the people or the entity who cannot have the good information is the citizen, because citizen can react depending to the quality of information.
On her part, the Divisional Delegate for Communication for FACO, Madame Olive Ijang, encouraged participants and journalists in particular to rise above the challenges of the present time and shape the society for the best. She urged journalists to contribute in enhancing the concept of living together in the society. For those media practitioners in the audiovisual and digital platform, she urged to uphold best practices and to expand their influence. She added that the government remains committed to partner with the media in building a peaceful and just society. For his part, the president of the Southwest branch of the National Syndicate for Professional Journalists, Kum Leonard, highlighted on the fact that journalists lack security and means to access core conflict areas to get first-hand information on day-to-day happenings in the field. More also, journalists in remote areas have fled to safer zones, reducing the capacity of resident reporters, making information collection and dissemination difficult to handle.
We also recommend the creation of a database of credible news sources, including news media outfits, CSOs, state institutions, and opinion leaders to give access to credible information. The fifth of them is that journalists should seek and government should facilitate opportunities for continuous training for journalists in coverage of conflicts in particular. The number 6, I think, is that we recommend the creation of and the strengthening of platforms for primary and secondary stakeholders in conflict resolution. And the last is that corporate information officers should be encouraged to have some kind of synergy, some kind of collaboration with the journalists.
The workshop also gave the opportunity to participants to exchange ideas and share common values in their practice.
Boissa village has been reduced to ashes. Boissa is a village in Boya in the conflict-hit southwest region of Cameroon. The chief of the village, Ewome Ekojon, has said Amazonian fighters are responsible for last night's fire incident. He insisted as a chief he will not leave his palace and advises that the perpetrators of the acts should heed to the peace initiative called by the head of state, President Paul Biya. Onto our feature page, having a comfortable house in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, is becoming more difficult each passing day. Not only are the houses expensive, but seeing one is also very difficult. The influx of internally displaced persons is one of the reasons advanced by house owners. Emilienne Wami has details of this in the French language.
Se loger, l'un des besoins primaires de l'homme, est devenu aujourd'hui l'une des choses les plus difficiles à s'offrir. Au Cameroun, et plus précisément dans la capitale économique, Douala, la recherche de logement est un phénomène assez courant. Seulement le prix exorbitant de ces maisons est l'une des préoccupations majeures des populations. Difficile non seulement de trouver une maison à sa juste convenance, mais pire encore de l'avoir à un prix raisonnable. Pour certains, cette difficulté à louer une maison dans la ville de Douala est la résultante de la surpopulation causée par la crise anglophone qui a sérieusement affecté les populations des régions du nord-ouest et du sud-ouest, les contraignant à se déplacer de leur région pour la région du littoral.
Présentement, les maisons sont franchement chères. Les locations maintenant ne donnent plus. Et que c'est parce qu'on a voulu chasser les gens de Baninga, les animaux sont venus prendre tout, Douala, partout, au Cameroun, partout. C'est pour ça que les maisons sont devenues chères.
Pour d'autres locataires, le prix de la location des maisons serait élevé du fait de la cherté du matériel de construction des dits logements.
Moi, je me dis que c'est élevé parce que la population aussi augmente vraiment. Oui. Et chacun veut y trouver son compte. C'est pour ça qu'ils augmentent le loyer. Oui. Okay. Parce que la population est tellement nombreuse par rapport aux maisons. Oui. Et aussi, les prix de matériaux de construction sont tellement chers. Donc, si le bailleur ne cherche pas à augmenter, il ne va pas pouvoir récupérer son argent.
Les populations de Douala, notamment les locataires, élèvent un cri avec le plus cher souhait que tous les problèmes dont fait face le Cameroun et qui sont à l'origine de ces difficultés d'obtention d'un logement soient résolus afin de permettre à tous d'avoir une maison d'habitation à un prix satisfaisant.
On our health page, over the years, Cameroon has recorded an increase in the cases of sickle cell anemia. The major concern is the need for a widespread sensitization on premarital testing on genetics that ensures couples are compatible enough not to produce carriers of the disease. Faith Tata in the following report.
Sickle cell anemia is a disease in high prevalence throughout Africa, as 3/4 of all sickle cell cases occur in this part of the world, with a total number of carriers estimated at more than 120 million, with an alarming increase in Cameroon according to studies by the World Health Organization in the past years.
In sickle cell disease, there is a mutation. A mutation is an abnormality to the genetic code which predisposes you to having certain diseases. In sickle cell anemia, we have this particular mutation which affects one of the beta chains. When it does that, we get sickle cell anemia. So as a result of this particular mutation, under certain circumstances, The red blood cell, which is normally a circular cell, is going to take up a crescent shape. And by taking up this crescent shape, it can block some blood vessels and it's going to cause the various symptoms of sickle cell anemia.
In an analytical study carried out from November 2014 to April 2015 at the Mother and Child Healthcare Center of the Chantal Biya Foundation, statistics concord that sickle cell anemia is a major health concern in Cameroon and its prevalence can be directly linked to inadequate information about blood groups in couple compatibility.
To those who don't have sickle cell disease and are planning to get married, make sure you do your hemoglobin electrophoresis. It is different from the blood group, I insist. Make sure you do your hemoglobin electrophoresis before you go to the court to go and sign that you are officially married. Or even before having any children, you should make sure you know your hemoglobin electrophoresis. I am always very unapologetic with people who come for marriage counseling and the results of the hemoglobin electrophoresis show that they both carry the trait. I always advise them to call off the wedding no matter how much they love themselves.
Current research suggests a bone marrow transplant as the only cure for the disease, and given its unavailability, it is hence a wake-up call for countries to invest in more sensitization and reach out to educate families and couples on genetic testing.
Out of the country, former French President Jacques Chirac is no more. He died today, Thursday, September 26, 2019, aged 86 years, after a long battle with ill-health. Family members, friends, and world wishers have continued to pay tribute for the loss of a charismatic statesman who famously said no to the 2003 Iraq War. It is on that note that we end today's edition of Prime News on My Media Prime. Before we go, a reminder of our top stories. Boissa village in the southwest region has been reduced to ashes. The fire incident occurred on Wednesday night, breaking Thursday. The new director of the Kumba District Hospital has been installed into office. The news was produced by Ewane Eli, coordinated by Mechuga Stanley. My name is Peldrine Blanche. Thanks for watching. Join us tomorrow, Friday, for another edition of Prime News on My Media Prime. We'll meet again tomorrow at 7:45. Thanks and good night.
Seeking a career in agriculture? Consider St. Louis Higher Institute of Agriculture, where students can build their interest in various farming systems by tailoring their study of agriculture to production, processing, and marketing agribusinesses, making them job providers and not seekers. St. Louis Higher Institute of Agriculture offers relevant practical education developed and delivered by experts and teachers who believe in teaching by demonstration. St. Louis Complex also offers, through its Higher Institute of Medical Studies, professional HND in nursing,